This is the one that has the most potential. Paradise Lost. A story about Themyscira long before Wonder Woman was born in a Game of Thrones style political intrigue thing on the island. This Game of Thrones-ish story, Safran said, is set on the island of Themyscira before the birth of Diana, aka Wonder Woman. It's really about the political intrigue behind a society of all women, Safran said. Added Gunn, how did that come about? What's the origin of an island of all women? Why are the beautiful truths and the ugly truths behind all of that? And what's the scheming like between the different power players in that society? I will tell you what, I read that. And look, what I really like the first Wonder Woman movie, but one of my favorite parts about it, besides Chris Pine, was the Isle of Themyscira and the mythology they set up there. You do an HBO Game of Thrones style thing on an island filled with warrior women. I mean, the roof of this, there is no roof to this. This thing is limitless in what the potential could be and how good this could actually be. Now, it's all going to come down to who's the showrunner they attach to it and all that kind of stuff. But this to me sounds unbelievable. Rob,
well, read what they go on that thing. If you go down, just scroll down. What was up before? Yeah, the provocative title recalls the Paradise Island Lost comic series authored by Phil Jimenez and George Perez, which followed a civil war on Themyscira. However, that directly involved Wonder Woman. Now, here's the thing. I love George Perez's run on Wonder Woman. He took over after the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and he was heavily involved with the gods and Ares, and I love this idea. I think this idea can be great. And if you're delving into the history, maybe Wonder Woman could, flashbacks. I don't know how they're going to do it, but this island tied into the gods and monsters, direct tie-ins to the pantheon of Greek or Roman gods, however you're going to go with that. I think this could be great. And because it's on HBO, there's upsides to it that point at about 45 degrees. Just saying, for me as a man.
Well, for me as a woman, I would love to see this show, and I would love for them also to bring on Ashley Lyle, who is the creator of Yellow Jackets, because when we talk about the way that the dynamic between a society of only women work with one another, if you have not seen the first season of Yellow Jackets, it is phenomenal, and I think that this could be really, really exciting, and I would love to see this.
I mean, what's really interesting is delving into a matriarchal, all kidding aside, delving into a matriarchal society is the perfect way to, how everyone's talking about all the different kinds of politics that we're dealing with today. Here is a society that is all women. Mm-hmm. What does that look like? What does that political structure look like? When you have a Congress or some kind of governmental structure that's run by women, how would they do that?
They touched on that a little bit in Why the Last Man.
Absolutely. Yeah. But this, I would be fascinated. I hope they're going to need to get great writers for the show and great actors. But I think that this show, it's interesting because when you want to do something allegorical or deal with modern politics and doing it in the framework of a science fiction, fantasy, or horror television show, you can delve into issues and people don't go, this show is so woke or whatever. Mm-hmm. They could really do it in this and make this fascinating and make it really cool.
I just recently wrapped a film where almost the entire crew was women.
You're right.
Writer, director, DP, and it was an incredible experience for a number of reasons. But one of the things, I walked up to one of the producers, a woman, and the first AD, also a woman, and I said, the big difference between this and every other set, in addition to just being a lovely experience? And they went, what? And I said, usually around this time of the day, it really stinks. And, so that's just a little,
well, that was
smelled
vital.
Really nice. Like usually when it's,
well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, little lady.
When it's an all dude cat crew, I'm telling you, anybody that's shot with a mostly male crew, when you have a small space and it's the end of the day, the room stinks.
Okay.
All women didn't
Was
stink.
the grip and electric department mostly women?
Women. Grips and electric, mostly women. A couple dudes, mostly women. I was really impressed. Yeah. I've worked on a couple projects that are all women. And you're right, Rob. It is a very different not better, not worse, just very different political and social structure. So I would be really excited to see how that manifests, in this world. But again, James, call Ashley Lyle, bring her on board. She's doing Yellow Jackets, but she'll find the time in her schedule. I don't know her. I have no skin in the game. I'm just saying she's brilliant. She gets this world. Bring her on board.
It's going to be cool, though.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Fume. Be smart. Don't start. Kick the habit. Put it out before it puts you out. All phrases we've heard 100 times, and yet we still continue to have bad habits. Today's sponsor, Fume, is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. You see, Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. Because instead of pods filled with potentially harmful chemicals like a vape, Fume uses cores infused with plants like peppermint and cinnamon for delicious natural flavors. And Fume's new version 2 model is snappy and tactile. With an adjustable airflow dial and a magnetic end cap, your fingers will always have something to do. The device itself is really attractive, and once I popped in the core and took my first inhale of it, it tasted fantastic. Guys, the easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one, and Fume is designed to perfectly do just that. So head over to tryfume.com and use the promo code Campea to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. The Journey Pack comes with 3 unique flavors and the new version 2 Fume to help kickstart your positive habits. That's tryfume, tryfum.com, and use the code Campea to save an additional 10% off your order today.